First off, I'd like to thank ACB and Conservation Innovations and our Earth Ranger team for gathering us all together and for all the wonderful use case. Yeah, thank you. And I just want to thank everybody for sharing and learning so much. A little bit about who I am and why I'm in this room. So early 2000s, I co-founded Wildlife in Need, a research center that's still operating in Subic, mainly on the backbone of community service. And presently, I founded Conservation Solutions, which pretty much grew out of all of that. Our mission is community culture and conservation. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So those of you that are using Earth Ranger already, this is the Earth Ranger dashboard, and it's only part of but you could see part of Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority and Bataan watershed extending south toward Mount Natib. That is SBMA. That's where we come from. And today I'd like to share how we're using Earth Ranger to help us understand a complex landscape. And one phrase that has guided us is that Earth Ranger allows us to see the relationships between things that would otherwise remain invisible. So making the unseen seen. We are still in our early stages. This is, we don't even have it fully deployed. But even during configuration, that platform is already helping us think differently about conservation. And that starts with the simple question that I've heard several of us already ask in our presentations, and it's how will we know what to conserve if we don't have these places mapped out? So the child with binoculars you're looking at, that's community-powered monitoring. That's the next generation already paying attention. Imagine Earth Ranger as a tool for community-powered biodiversity monitoring, baseline mapping, and baseline knowledge. We're starting at our field site and working onward community by community, starting in Benedictine, then going to Forest Hills, and then Lower QB, Upper QB, and so on and so forth. Here's what I find most exciting about this approach. Mapping our landscape has a twofold positive effect when it's done by the community. We create a map and we learn unique parts and pieces of these places at the same time. We understand which habitat connects to which, and from a community standpoint, when people map their own neighborhood, they can better conserve what's on the map. Now here's something that still pleasantly surprises me every single day. Every single bird you're looking at on this slide can be photographed from the backyard, most people's backyard in Subic, and has in ours. Not a field expedition, not a survey trail from the backyard, doing one of our sunrise backyard birding sessions. So the Luzon hornbill, that's what's locally called a tiriktik. That's a female. And then there's the Luzon flameback. There's a pair right there. And then you got some rufous crowned bee eaters who actually encouraged the creation of backyard birding sessions because we started seeing them flying over in really large numbers, up to 600. And the guabera right there, that's one of 4 parrots. So here's our birding for this morning. We encourage our community members to use eBird, Merlin, and iNaturalist citizen science apps that are already feeding data into Earth Ranger. The infrastructure is already working. People are already watching. What Earth Ranger does is give the watching a home, it gives it a map, and it records it, and it shows us a pattern over time. So, What does 18 months of community observation look like? These are not abstract coordinates. These are trails and roads and neighborhoods that exist in Subic Bay. We had 11,395 eBird observations, and out of that, there was 234 bird species recorded. In iNaturalist, we had 1,314 records and 641 species across the board. And out of all of that, there were 709 research-grade observations, 41 fire and deforestation alerts. Yeah. So that's what 18 months of citizen science got us. Oh, okay. Oops. So slide 6. Okay. So here's what Earth Ranger starts doing, what no individual observer can do. Fire alerts landed on January 28th and May 10th this year, both in dry season, both within the same landscape where 234 bird species were recorded. Where fire goes, habitat goes. That relationship was invisible until you put it on a map. In April 2025, we had 14 integrated deforestation alerts clustered in a very tight area. One specific location losing a lot of canopy, and that's a signal. Without Earth Ranger, it's a rumor, or worse, it's out of sight, out of mind. So with Earth Ranger, it's a coordinate with other metadata attached to it. We have several species of damselflies and dragonflies, and those are considered scientific indicators of healthy waterways. We just need to be listening systematically. The golden caped fruit bats already in the data, 194 records taken from lower QB area. As you know, bats are pollinators and seed dispersers. They are part of the same web as the hornbill and bee eaters. Earth Ranger lets us see that web. So, yeah. Where does all this knowledge go? So we have, I think, 13 tribes in the Subic Bataan Park or forest. And our indigenous people, there's elders left that still have historical knowledge of species ranges and seasonal patterns and traditional land use. Where does that all go? SBMA Fire Department knows where fires start, how they move, which areas are at most risk in dry season. And we already see their data as GFW alerts and Earth Ranger, but imagine if they were contributing directly. Ecology Department, they have formal biodiversity surveys and data that could go into this very easily. Waste management knows where dumping sites are, hotspots that affect our waterways and mangroves directly, and wildlife in need has been responding to snake removals and monkey incidents and wildlife entering communities for 20 plus years. So every one of those calls can go and be recorded. But at the moment, every one of those calls, after it's resolved, there is no record. There's no patterns, there's no map, there's no Earth Ranger platform being used at this moment. But we'll work on that little by little. The map will get richer every time someone adds a new layer, and that is what we're thinking baseline knowledge. That's the kind of baseline knowledge we're going to try to build. So this photo that you're looking at, that's just the road. That's probably 5-10 minutes away from where we live. That's our mangroves. Mangroves are doing enormous work quietly, as all of you know here. Fish nursery, stone buffer, carbon sink, bird habitat, waterway connector, all at once. And they are among the least systematically monitored ecosystems in SBMA. But the positive is we have groups that want to go out and quarterly map with using Earth Ranger. So we'll work on that with the Earth Ranger team in getting the configuration. The groups are ready. The location is set. What comes next? So yeah, we hope to configure some event types with Earth Ranger. We'll reconnect with our community members and SBMA departments, and we'll take it one day at a time. So we'll configure the human-wildlife interactive event types like snake removals, monkey incidents, wildlife entering our schools or homes. Because right now every one of those calls are resolved and then disappears. We don't have any event types yet configured, but we'll hopefully change that today. Every incident gets logged, so every incident gets logged and tracked over time, and then we can see some patterns emerge in neighborhoods. See which neighborhoods get hit the worst with which seasons, which species. That's what I understand to be actionable data. Wildlife in Need has 20 years of field response experience. Equipping their teams with this type of technology means that their knowledge stops disappearing when a call ends. So, expanding community by community, mapping out our place, that would probably be the next, that's what comes next. So baseline mapping, baseline knowledge, and continuing uploading data from the citizen science apps. I try to do. Okay, so I want to close with this. We have a unique community with unique landscape, and we have 18 months of data already flowing. We have groups ready to go into the mangroves, and we have WIN ready to start logging wildlife incidents. We're here to collaborate. So if you're working on human-wildlife coexistence in similar landscapes, I want to talk to you. And if you have learned something about community workflows that worked or didn't work, I want to hear it. If you're a part of the Philippine Earth Ranger community, we want to be part of it too. So I'm here for any questions and answers regarding Subic Bay, the data that we've collected, or where we're headed. Thank you. Yeah.